All right. So now we have told you that Euro USD will still have some continuation for buying to a point. And so that means one, if you're looking at Euro USD, you want to find a buy to an extent. So now for Bitcoin, there are little challenge around Bitcoin. Yeah. There are little challenge about Bitcoin right now because of the so let me take off this and just pick out another BTC to another um exchange. Take it from this. Okay, just a moment. Bitcoin to a different exchange quickly. Now, please understand, I always say every instrument you find in the financial market, we call them investment vehicle. And many friends must have observed and I say, how do I go about investing or start to trade the market and all of that? Everything you have, all right, everything you have in the financial market, we call them investment vehicles. And that's the perspective. I've met a good number of people, the way they overwork themselves, even in trading and all of that. So you understand the perspective. Trading is simple, but it's not easy. Why? I was sharing with somebody yesterday when we're talking deeper into some activities. I said trading is simple, but it's not easy because we human beings were very complex. Trading is boring. If trading is not yet boring to you, you have not started trading. So I probably wouldn't have time to go more deeper. So, but I can just go narrow down to like 4 hours instead of my daily time frame. Now, remember that you probably want this today candle to close. And if you look at it, by the time today candle is going to close, it potentially is shown that the market will crash more. Okay? It potentially still shows that the market will crash more. And that's what it is. And because the USDT dominance, but the contraction there is the fact that we have a lot of buying volume of Bitcoin last week, Friday, from the people who hold the trigger, okay? So we have Bitcoin much buy. All right, let's just quickly look at it and so that's where are you? Bitcoin. Good. So we have much volume being bought last week. And so we have more inflow. So the price will actually be more deceptive. All right. So you have out inflow, that is positive inflow of about 3,335 Bitcoin. Then the Thursday we have 5,000 and we don't have more volume of sellers. So we still have accumulators. So we still assume that, okay, this week they may still accumulate further if that all things being equal. But a little challenge there. So when you are looking at this, you are not with them to hold money, okay? So they do what they like to do with the market. So, but you have to pick what you can pick from the market. That's one of the things I always tell people, whoever take the profit from the table never go broke. And that's are the thing that quite number of people don't pay attention to. So your own is you want to pick the money on the table. Okay, so Bitcoin, it's going to be a little bit dicey, right? Let's go. But I will go to see where you could sell Bitcoin from. Okay, so Bitcoin is still going to be more dicey as we enter the new week. So for that, looking at Bitcoin, I have a position that I bought, but I told everybody that took the signal to just take a small lot. Let it not be a big lot. Reason being that today I sold down in the morning, I think around 2 or 3 a.m. And then that will deliver very well. And then we expect that pullback over here. So let me quickly go to 4 hours and just show you something probably you could expect to sell Bitcoin from, as it were. You can see that Bitcoin have at least a temporary up move till we have this. So if that's the case for Bitcoin, that means you're going to see Bitcoin probably rally somewhere like this. I'm just going to take it from a short journey. So that means we have potential Bitcoin, this buy that we've just bought, and that was where I placed my take profit at. So we have Bitcoin probably to return back up to that region here. All right, so the region of 72,000 to 70, yeah, just 72,000 to 72,500 for a sell to occur, possibly. Now, if you just move it back to, so for Bitcoin, you should be targeting more sell for Bitcoin. You remember why? Structurally, that means we already have a shift on 1 hour time frame. I'm not going detail. We already have a shift in the market structure on 1 hour time frame. So the origin that bring about the shift is here. But you know, there's abnormal thing that could happen. So we have an engineer liquidity over here. So an engineer liquidity is over here. So if we take that off, then we can dive inside this place. So that means you're looking at Bitcoin to actually rally back this way, and probably there we have maybe a sell, and probably the sell, so give and take, looking at this region, that's about $67,000 thereabout. Yeah, something like that. So that means you got to be vigilant on Bitcoin. Probably we're going to have more sell on Bitcoin. So it's a very simple and straightforward stuff. But we have a buy position here. Now, so if you enable our scanner, already our scanner had given you a small buy, but you can see that there are a lot of resistance up there. And then if you look at it structurally, your scanner already structured the look at a high, look at a low, then look at a high. Then this is a shift already. Then we want to pull back. Now, but this is something you must understand. Bitcoin, very funny. Now, it could come over here and eventually even this liquidity will refuse to get swept. But that's not an issue. If you are bought from where we bought from, then you should have been in profit perhaps. And then at the end of the day, you can see cater for. So you can see where I was saying that Bitcoin, $67,000 region or probably $66,000 region, then we could have a bounce from there. So, but you want to take every moment of Bitcoin and enjoy it. So, there was a kind of short buy we did, and we have to DCA into it. And the simplicity of it, because of our scanner, no too much story, 1 hour say buy. We went back to 5 minutes, perhaps, to find the entry, probably from here. Yes, that was the log one. That's a change the state of delivery. And that was the place I took the second DCA, which was here. So for whatever anyone was doing, that was an entry here, very perfect entry, change the state of delivery, and probably the first target, 1:2 risk reward. So that was going to go to this other block here. And that was going to be a very nice one. Perhaps then before we can now have extension. So we can see that Bitcoin is under pressure. The selling pressure of Bitcoin is high. Do you get that? So I just say for us to see from the wider perspective. So now one may want to say, why don't I wait? Chinelo, you are playing with our screen, please. Okay, so now if all things being equal, that means you should have Bitcoin double into this cloud. So you can see this is the tick resistance that Bitcoin should be rejecting from, and then you look for a sell. So that means we have to be more watchful as the market open or close and open for the new day tonight, okay? By 1 a.m. or something, 1 a.m. for Bitcoin. That's what it is and all of that, because the pressure for sell is still very high. Something like, I think I have a Scapa model, Scapa. Okay, maybe it's another place that have that kind of a Scapa model that was going to show you the what do we call it? The speed, or will I call it speed? Something like the score, okay, for the beer is about 71 or thereabout, which means we can still have more selling pressure. So for Bitcoin, we already have a buy, a little buy, and then we're targeting. Probably that's going to be 1:5. And then for anyone who DCA, anyway, I told people to DCA. Then anyone who do not DCA, I think towards the entry was at the price of yeah, which was here. You can see it here, something here. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. It's here, that's it here. So we've heard the main entry was this 71 71 250 or something. Then with DCA down here, that's about 70 900 or 700 and something thereabout. So expecting that if Bitcoin travel up back here, then if you double into this opposite candle, then we'll have a rejection for selling for Bitcoin. If perhaps these guys could have the return momentum to jack up back, or perhaps returning down. So now let's look at gold. That was our best instrument for trading. Many of us don't pay attention. Last week, I told us about why gold perpetually having rejection here, especially on 4-hour time frame, and why the market could not continue up, because a lot of people were just, oh, market was going to buy, was going to buy again, but we're not paying attention to the narrative. So what are we looking at in gold? Gold, we're looking at, because this guy already shows a kind of SMT for gold. So that means you probably first have gold to brush down. So before continuing, it has lost the momentum, was supposed to continue because we bought here, we make some good money, 970 pips, right? But we expected gold to actually break this high and then have a nice move. But this time around, it has created a lower high. Then if you take out this, that means gold will still return back to this support. That's what it means. So, but you will allow the markets for a new day to actually open. All right. So, but it's still going to be, we'll be struggling within the range. That's what it looks like, right? So, but you have to be very careful. Good thing, if you're working with this scanner, I'm not sure you should have any challenge unless you are not paying attention to instruction. It's very simple, direct, and will be able to help you to identify. So you can see the range will continue this week, except if we take out this, and then that means we change the whole narrative of the market downward. So gold sideways, and if we're able to now break this high, then we can go more better up. Without that, forget about it. So that means gold will be sideways for a while, slope down before now taking a move. Okay? But so the unique aspect of it is that you will be able to make money even while it's still doing all of those things. That's the upper hand we have. Now, so in going to the currency, there's usually correlation to what gold does and what Euro USD does. So they are usually the same pattern. Okay. I think let me just take off this. Sorry about that. So Euro USD, so that means we still have some good journey, even if we're going to be getting rejected at this resistance up here. So potential of 60, 70 pips if all things being equal, before we're going to have probably a rejection, if at all. And that's then going to depending on what the DXY, would do. Okay, so you can see that the journey for Euro USD is still up because DSY still struggling. And so even if DSY is going to narrate down to this point, then Euro USD, we should be getting some buy, but not as hot as that last week. We really got some very nice momentum last week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days consecutively bullish. So the volume may not be as massive as last week, but we should be looking for a buy. All right, for Euro USD. Okay, Euro USD for a buy. And now, the market can be highly confusing sometimes. That's why sometimes it takes some trade. We expect you to manage the risk appropriately. Of course, correlation. So whatever you have for Euro USD, you could have that to play over on GBP USD. So I wouldn't have time to start discussing about GBP USD right now. Okay, so one other thing that I want to have to check is okay, I think these are the major stuff. So I traded this thing today. That was a massive one. I was just showing to people when I was already in. But it was I was just playing around with it. Unfortunately enough, where is this? I want to show. Sorry. Now, and I will want to use this time again to address some of us who felt that the market, some met and said the training they attend, some actually think it's just like about Forex alone. No, one of the lovely thing about it is that in our platform, you can trade any instrument, right? You can trade any instrument. Where are you? Aha, I want to just do this. All right, just a moment, guys. Okay, so let's use the scanner. This is what I was trying to say here. Ooh. Okay. Oh. Does that mean I was somewhere far off? Excuse me. Just I want to show something quickly. Where are you? Where are you? This is taking my time. Okay. Stop for 1 and 2. I think I saw that somewhere. Sorry. Uh, Not it again. Okay, so for what I wanted to say, okay, you can see Bitcoin, the energy is getting slower, like I said, but invariably, if you could struggle it and then we return back here. So ideally, if you do not buy into Bitcoin early today, or you did not sell early today on Bitcoin, there's nothing you can do around it now because it's either you wait for the market to close and then after the close, the rally back here gets rejected, you sell. But this rally is already enough money for anyone to make. Now, another thing, the last one I will talk about is the stock market, both local and international. Many persons don't pay attention to what's happening in the capital market. I was telling somebody, I think it was on Monday, exploring or diversifying to the financial market, building your solid digital portfolio. and I look at so many things around. Recently, we had an update from some things around the move of where some money are moving to like in the US stock exchange market. Last year or last, some mineral companies, all right, in the US stock exchange, where some money were moved from. Of course, institutional movement of money is what matters to you. And then you want to actually direct money into them ahead of time when you look at them. So that's why we look at, there's some stocks I probably wouldn't be able to analyze today. They just like preparation for, oh shit, this one already gone far. Okay, there's some stock we traded the other time called RKT. I expect it to have bottomed out to Wow, we're a bit left behind. So it actually had bottomed down to that $13 I was saying. Yeah, maybe perhaps at the week begin, I'm going to look at some international stock we actually Palantir coming, sorry. Yes, where is this? Tech, yes. Nasdaq. Okay. This stock is one of the stock that's heading security. Yes, something like that. In the US, whatever. I think it's one of the stock that I was trying to pick. I'm sorry. There are 3 segments I was speaking, or 5 segments I was speaking stock around. Yeah, which has to do with, of course, AI, about 5 segments that way. Quite unfortunate that I could not even have this. Okay, maybe I will do a separate thing around it so that one can have access to some of them, to buy into some stock. So give and take, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at the week. Gold to still create its sideways move as usual. And because it couldn't continue the momentum last week. And so you continue to have this sideways. But I have told us, when you are using this when gold is creating a sideways, come to a lower time frame and then trade it there so that you can make money even while it's sideways. Okay. So quite a number of people look at the markets and then look at gold. Hey, gold has not done this. It has not break structure. No, you will get it wrong, because gold, when it gets to a place and start being choppy, you can make a lot of money. And that was why we stepped down to 30 minutes last week. And I think such will still repeat, except we break out of this or break below this. Breaking below this and then create another high, then that means we're going to blow down to where we're coming from. And that could be very, very dangerous. Yeah, to where we're coming from, that's about 4-3 region or so. Okay. So that's one of the things that we need to pay attention to. For Euro USD, I've said you will be seeing more buying opportunity. And then GBP USD, the same thing. Then you can look for other pairs that you normally trade. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the simple way today. Actually want to just highlight to us that you get the market, you trade the market. Yeah, this was the market we took. Yeah, I took this market and it was very simple. Even one of this one, I think this, let me check. This gave it out. This one. Is it this? I'll check. But that just gave a very nice entry. And then I never believed that I was just going to hit it and all of that. So even while the market is struggling, then you could have some instrument that give you very nice journey, and then you pick it up and all of that. So I know a lot of people say, oh, crypto is down, it's not doing anything. That's not true, because you are not paying attention to which one am I supposed to pick now and all the like. So, ladies and gentlemen, uh, if you're just joining us right now, we make an announcement about event we have in Port Harcourt. It's trader conference, and then we're going to be exposing a lot of secret strategy that will be giving you much, much money. And it cuts across three things: investing. So we can talk about copy trading and all the like. Then active career trading. So as a business, and then business partnership. Okay? Business partnership. I have some persons, there's a young man who started with us January in business building that he has built on WellTrade right now. He's making average about $3,000 in a month, sometime $4,000. Yeah, just business partnering. So we show you how to get those things done. So you can literally start without money and you make a lot of money. But the only thing is that I always say, if you want to start without money, then prepare to learn just basic things and talk and make money. I always say, if you cannot talk to make money, you may be, if you are too proud to talk and make money, you may be too humble to talk and beg for money. So you understand? If you are too proud, I don't know how to talk, or I'm shy. So if you are too proud to talk and make money, you will be too humble to talk and beg for money. But I think there's a dignity in labor. So you have to pick your own talk. Yeah, I talk to make money. I don't talk to beg for money. So you have to pick your talk. Some people talk, some people are proud, they can't talk to make money, but they will be humble to talk and beg for money. So choose your talk. Which one is your own, and stuff like that. And quickly, finally, what I want to say again is this. Please, while you are trading, market, because I think that still have some this geopolitical issues, see, reject, accept, not accept, and all of that, can set some confused state of activities in the market. So while you are trading this week, be careful. Any profit that is given to you in the market, collect it and allow the market present another opportunity for you. You may not have room to hold some trade as like before, because the market can be punctured anyhow. So for you not to be victim of anything around the market, as the market present the profit for you, take it and look for another one rather than I just want to hold it. So it can be very, very dangerous. All right. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this so far we'll have tonight. Tomorrow I started an episode and I call it Mathematical Equation, and that's 8 a.m. Monday to Friday. So we'll be live 8 a.m. every day, Monday to Friday. So try and join. So where you can learn more on how to spread your tentacle diversifications into copy trading, passive income system. You don't need to lift fingers, and then other opportunity you can explore, right? I told us that especially those of us who are in Nigeria, if you are not buying stock with us, you are missing a lot. We have seen some stock that did over 500% within 2 months. Yeah, we've seen stock that did over 700% within 3 months and all of that. Like and other stuff are happening now. So those of you who bought stock with us before now, like Zenith Bank, like MTN, like Fresco, there are so many of them. Dividend was today is 12. I think one's on the 14th, the other one then till May. You will just be seeing money coming. Yes, just be seeing money coming. Even what's this people call? Boa Cement. So Boa Cement is going to be paying dividend. All right. This is how you build wealth. It's not about you can't have energy all the time. Like you can't prepare your own retirement while you're actively doing now. I remember when I bought this stock that is 326 naira now. I've been paid dividends severally on it. I bought it at 67 naira. Oh, yes. Okay, so you don't want to play. The one that surprised me was Lafarge. Lafarge has claimed that's a WAPCO. You know, these are the three major players, Boa, Lafarge, and Dangote. So it was surprising. Massive stuff happening in some of those things and all of that. So you can't afford to miss it because we call it passive income. Passive income. So they are just there. It's just for you to follow instruction. They are not difficult. You don't need to cram anything and all of that. Who will believe that last year, some of us bought this thing at 500 naira per shares, 700 naira per shares. It won't have retraced now. It went to all-time high of 7,000 naira before it pulled back. If you are within our ecosystem, remember we bought back at 1,900. Some people were able to buy at 1,700. So this was a pullback. I told everybody relax. It was going to pull back. And after the pullback, the scanner gave us a buy. Look at it. A very nice buy, right? And now there you go. So imagine from here now to this point, that's almost two. Put it 1 million naira, will make about additional 2 million naira without struggling to negotiate with anybody. All right. So this is what it is. Maximize, explore the opportunity, and build your wealth. Watch it. Tonight, and probably if you have what is disturbing us? Disturbing us? Okay, if you have any questions, you can just quickly type on the comment section. So let me attend to it in the next 5 minutes so that we can call it a day. If you have any question, just quickly type. I know some of you are new and you look at, I don't know how to trade. Don't look at, trading is simple, but it's not easy. We are complex, and that's why we do anyhow. Okay, so these are the things. The market is simple, but we are difficult. We human beings, we are very complex. By the time you get carried away, I know I'm speaking some of us mind. Some of us, when you start trading, you were doing well with the simple, because if your trading outlook is too confusing, you complicate issues. You are not supposed to. Sometimes I'll see some people chart will be so dirty that you won't even see the candlestick. So what then are you trading? I tell you honestly speaking, trading is simple, but it's not easy because it's boring. You can imagine now, like if maybe I'm not using this scanner, or probably I'm not used to the Bitcoin movement and all of that. See how boring to be. By now, you are waiting for Bitcoin to be sold from here. Now, what will happen? Bitcoin could move and get to this point, and then it could be President of America will just say something that will now make it, the structure will just be slaughtered, even though the market will come back thereafter. And then if you are not teachable and you say, no, I have been waiting for sale, I must sell, and eventually will take you out of the market. So these are the things. So it's boring. You have to build whatever thing is moving. Market that you expect that should get here and to give you a sell, it could get there and break out. In fact, there was a market I was trading last week. I can't remember that particular. I think it was same Euro USD. Yeah, it was same Euro USD. Look at what happened that last week. And that's why we say trading is boring. And then when you have a guided instrument, it makes more sense. Now, why? But to have instrument without having the right mindset is still bad. Now, look at what happened last week. On 4 hours time frame, something like that. I think it was 4 hour time frame. Good. I think, yeah, it was 4 hour time frame. Thank you very much. So now, look at what happened that last week. I haven't taken a trade from here. So we saw that this play was a major resistance at that time. So our 1:2 risk reward was there, right? Our 1:2 risk reward was here. And then we have put it. But thank God that we have multiple positions to this year. What happened? In getting to the major resistance for that matter, the market printed massive bullish candle and now came back on top of it, and the journey continued. So you can imagine for somebody who was waiting for a sell here, and then because you are just waiting for a sell, you don't wait for any confirmation. As market just get there, no confirmation, you now sell. Then you will have been, the market will now, after you sell, the market move on, you manage, then you come back, say, finally it has come back, it's going to sell. And then all of a sudden, you start saying it's village people. It's not. The patient require, you are not putting it, and then that become more complex. So those are the things when we tell people about the market. So you have to pay attention, relax, and all of that. The same thing in crypto. Okay. Like there was a market I sent in the morning. In the future trading, it gave me about it gave me 95%. As the time I post and showed the result was 76%. But do you know what happened? Let me go there. NOM was the coin. All right. NOM was the coin. The market, this same coin now jumped back down. Okay. See, in that morning, so look at it. I think was on 1 hour time frame. So in that morning, they presented a very nice buy here on 1 hour time frame. So I actually took the trade, and the one gave me, because one was 10x and the other one did 95%. But do you know that this guy rallied up massively? That was 20%. Not everybody will know. That was 20%. But for spot trader, you're just holding on. After 20%, the market return. If you use 10x, 10 times 20, that will be 200%. Am I correct? Something like that. So, but if you do not take the profit on the table, it has returned. And this market is very fragile. Whatever that makes it to break this, then the market is going to be totally bottom, because that is the journey. It's a new crypto, not to, so you can see so many liquidity down. So that means can just waste down because it's very fragile. Okay. But before then, it has already done 20%. And then if it's on futures with 10x, you have done 200%. I only did 95% and I closed the market. Okay. So those are the things, but in the process of why this was doing its own was when this one came up, PAM, and then that was a massive move. All right. And didn't waste time to do over 20 something percent. So, and that's how market can be. So you are not the owner of the market. So you just learn how to catch what you can catch and then protect. Warren Buffett has said, never lose your capital. Okay. That's the very primary thing that we should pay attention on. So by tomorrow, by the grace of God, 8 a.m. GMT +1, I'm going to be live. All right. So you can find time, you attend. And then, of course, by 11, we'll do live scalping. Please remember, our live scalping is just looking for entry. Once we get 1 or 2, we're done. And then we'll probably wait for the following day. Those of you on our subscribe group, please always pay attention so that when we drop signal, you can always see it. All right. So thank you very much. Those of you who attended those training yesterday on Friday, the recording was already sent. So take time to go through them so that you can instill more knowledge to yourself. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen,
Saturday or Friday,
like I said, we have a powerful program this Saturday, and the venue is Golden Tulip Hotel. That is at Mommy Beach Junction, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt. That is the place. Now, tomorrow, it's purely, so by 8 a.m., I'm purely talking about investing. All right, investing, and I've told us I'm going to be exposing more about our copy system. And that reminds me, those of you who have your copy connected, I've told you activities has resumed, probably on Capital S10 and World Trade, and you will begin to see some difference. So somebody is going to be handling the account under my supervision anyway. So it's going to be phenomenal. Then those of us who are already on AI Tech, you saw the one that Sonic AI did last week. In a week, did about 7 point something percent. Then within first to 10 or something, that's like 7 trading days, did about 10 point something percent. That was massive. So if you have an investment that is doing 10% in a month, it's good. Let alone if that do more than that. And it's not a Ponzi scheme. So not ROI system, because money you're actually making is from the market. So if the trading does not take place, just know that you earn nothing. So you have to understand. Like Neo's New FS for some days didn't trade, so you can't make any money from it. So it's not an audio money that will just program and write in your back office you have earned today. It's not like that. So you want to get detail about that, don't miss my class tomorrow. Mathematical equation at 8 a.m. GMT +1. Try and be there. And so I'm going to be demonstrating how to activate your account and all the like. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Do have a nice rest as we continue to make money together. Bye-bye.